Well, welcome back.
Okay.
We've debriefed that beef, and now we're looking at a recipe called spicy beef and potatoes.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's look at the recipe. It calls for 1 carton of mock beef patties thawed and cut into chunks, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 3 medium baking potatoes steamed, skinned, and cubed, 3 cups of water, 1 tablespoon of beef-style seasoning, 1 teaspoon of curry powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, 1/2 cup of cold water, 1 medium onion chopped and steamed, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and 1 tablespoon of chives.
Okay.
Now that's a lot.
Now let's go back to the beef-style seasoning, because maybe people watching it for the first time. We just talked about debriefing the beef. Now you got beef-style seasoning.
Well, beef-style seasoning is really not beef at all. Once again, we've had chicken-style seasoning on our program as well, and these are just mock chicken and beef kind of assimilation of the flavor. There's no animal products whatsoever in it. You can find it in your regular grocery store under the word McKay's, and there's also one I call Bill's Best that have the same ingredients as well. Okay.
So we took care of that.
What we're going to do is, because it does take a little while for this particular one, Curtis.
Get my fire going here.
Curtis has over here on his side the actual beef patties. These are, we call meat alternative patties. They already come in a package. And when you get them, they come with a little cellophane on them. They're frozen. They have all different companies make them. They are beef patties. And we also, in our cookbook, has patties you can make from scratch, but these have already been made up. He's going to go ahead on and get those going into the skillet.
Up first, or what?
No, we're just going to go ahead and get them brown.
Okay.
You can actually cut them in up, Curtis, or we're just going to brown them right now. No, we're just going to brown them right now. All right. So we're going to brown them right now. And as he's getting those browned on both sides, you want to brown them on both sides. And while he's doing that, getting those brown on both sides, I'm going to push that a little bit. Got a little bit of oil in the skillet there as well. Okay, and while he's doing that, getting that done, if you will look over here, I've got a combination of things that's going together. What we've got here is we've got the beef-style seasoning, and I'm going to go ahead and pour that in because I'm going to make an actual sauce that's going to go into my pan. And we also have the cumin, and we've got the cumin, and we have the curry. All this is going to make this a nice spicy dish, okay? And just leave it like that, Kurt, so it can get brown. It'll be fine. And then I'm going to put in the onion and garlic powder. All this is going in to make for a real good spicy beef, okay?
No hormones?
No hormones. Now, along with this, I'm going to go ahead and turn the stove on, if you will, Curtis, for me, on this side over here.
On that side, okay.
Go ahead and turn that on. And then turn it down. Okay, like that. And I'm going to go ahead on and start putting in this seasoning, and it smells wonderful.
And there's a lot of mock beef patties out there on the market. Of course, we're using one brand here, but there's many out there that people can choose. Yeah.
That's right. You can make your choices depending on, you know, what your preference is, okay? And we're going to get that boiling there. And while that's doing its thing, I'm going to go back over here because what's happening is we still have the cayenne yet to put in, and also I want to make a paste. And this paste is going to be actually done with water, cold water, and of course the cornstarch. I'm going to go ahead and put that water in, make that up, because we got to make a kind of a gravy, assimilation of a gravy, a beef gravy that you would normally have in there. Okay. I'm turning that fire up a little bit more there if you want to, and then that way you can turn them over yours.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead on and put in the cayenne pepper as well. And some of you say, ooh, cayenne pepper. Well, if you don't want the cayenne, it is optional. You don't have to use it. But I like it in this particular recipe. And I'm going to just go ahead on and, all right, Curtis, let's let those sit for a few minutes. They'll turn brown on you. And I'm going to go ahead on and start stirring it in. The name of the game is to get this into, ooh, doesn't that smell wonderful, into a nice gravy.
So this is the gravy you're making. Now,
this is the gravy.
How is gravy made other than this way? I mean,
well, lots of flour and, of course, fat. And the fat from the actual grease. And notice that I not use any in this particular product. Okay?
Okay.
So what we're going to do...
Very little fat in this recipe here.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the same thing, you can actually buy those burgers even where they have no fat. They're vegan. You can buy a regular vegan burger. And even if you buy the other ones, once again, you want to read the label. So let's go ahead. You can go ahead and turn that. And what I'm going to do is I have added to this. There you go. All right. There you go. I'm going to turn those over. Nice and brown color. Okay, you can turn your fire down, and the name of the game is going to get those brown. So I turn your fire down and go ahead and put your lid on it. And mine's, of course, in the midst of getting thick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the onions. You can turn it down low. I'm going to add the onions in, get that nice onion flavor. And if you notice over here, I also have the carrots and potatoes. And why did I do it that way? I did the carrot and potatoes because most of the time, guys will always say, this is not a hearty meal, okay? I want the beef and potatoes, they say. So, okay, so with that in mind, what we're going to do is I'm going to actually take the potatoes, and I have carrots also, because it's going to be a one-meal dish.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to put them in here as, you can go ahead and stir that slowly for me.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and put in the potatoes and also the carrots, diced carrots and potatoes into this mix, okay? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just put it in there.
Nice and hearty.
Mm-hmm. And it also gives a nice flavor as it's cooking there. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. All righty. Now, this will actually just cook up a little bit, and the water itself is kind of going to go down. And at the end of the program, you're going to get a chance. Yeah, go ahead and turn it up. At the end of the program, you're going to get a chance to see what the finished product looks like. I usually like to put that on there and put the lid on top of it. And you want to make sure, though, that you keep stirring to make sure that, because we put that cornstarch in, that it doesn't get too thick on you. And if it does, you can add a little bit more water to it. But we put the cornstarch in with the cold water just so we can make sure that it won't lump up on us, okay? So what we want you to do is to stay by so you can see the finished product. Stay by.